I'm almost there. I'm on my way. Give me a moment. I know. Oh. Hi. As you know, I had to go ahead and post live right now. So you guys are on Facebook?
Can we speak to you in the courtyard, sir?
No, I'm going to stand right here because it's freezing fucking cold outside and I have a head injury. So,
from here?
Yeah.
All right.
So you guys are here.
Do you mind if we step
because
inside
of this?
It's also cold.
You got this to look at.
Yeah.
Hang on. Are you looking at this?
I am looking at this.
So this all stands up as 2020, right?
Okay.
2020, 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I was kicked out by you guys for giving me a fucking eviction notice
Or
the fucking day that you were here last time. So I posted that on it too.
Okay.
So you guys need to get a little bit further back out.
Hang on.
Get a little bit further back out.
Okay.
You're being recorded right now.
We're gonna back out.
Yeah.
Called us.
No, I have been trying to get these cases reported for these kid cases for a long time.
Okay.
This civilian here was the one that called you guys recently. I have a head injury from my little kid.
Sorry to hear that.
You guys are Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office. You guys do to Harris Canyon. It has a smaller population of 500 people and a mayor that might be able to give you guys authority to go to the public school's library. They get a free copy of the yearbook because they might.
Sorry, I noticed you're shaking.
I have a post-traumatic stress disorder from getting kidnapped and robbed at GameStop. You can look it up if you want to. It cost me $40 to get that copy.
Would you like us to call paramedics to come talk to you tonight?
Why? I have a head injury that schools didn't even report accurately, and I'm asking you guys' help. But you don't want to do that.
We are here to help you, sir.
You guys need to see my dad and see if his shaking disorder is much worse than mine.
Give me a second here, okay? My name's Deputy Walker. Okay?
You're awesome for doing the job that you
I
do.
would like to introduce myself to you, okay? I understand you're upset.
I should be fine, but
Okay.
these situations need you guys' help.
Okay. So, my name's Deputy Walker. Okay, I work with the Sheriff's Office. This is my partner, Deputy Tenza.
I'm Ivan.
You called us over here.
I didn't call you over here. I called 242 cops because my dad was acting very strange, and the other night he fell and he said, don't call 911 because they'll fuck him up. And then I called that night.
242 cops is
None of-
APD,
none of
and
my-
they would
I
send
know.
it to us. Okay, I also saw on our dispatch that you called in on 911. Did you call in on 911, sir?
Because it was the complaint that this person hung up on me because they weren't offering the resources and services. These are both programs that might be civilians and they might
What
be
resources
officers.
would you like?
The cases that these have not been able to receive any of those things from. I've got that sunspot now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So, your first name is Ivan, is that correct?
Yeah.
And what's your last name, Ivan?
It's Garcia.
Garcia. And what's your birthday, sir?
May 24th, 81.
May
So
24th, 81?
I might be 42.
I have some, can you stick with me for a couple seconds? I have a couple of quick questions for you, okay? I just have to ask these, okay? I know they sound a little silly. Do you know what city you're in?
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Albuquerque, New Mexico. Do you know your address?
808 Armijo Place.
Okay, what day of the week is it, sir?
I think it's Saturday.
Saturday?
I
Okay,
think,
perfect.
I don't know.
And then
It's
do you know
the
how
weekend.
many quarters are in a dollar? Just simple questions we're gonna ask. Four? Okay. And then now I have some other questions for you, okay?
I was doing 4.
That's fine. That's fine.
Are you currently experiencing any medical issues? Do you need to go to a hospital for anything?
I don't believe so. I don't take my heart medicine that the doctor said that it was needed, and my dad kind of flaked out, and then he took my grandma to the hospital.
Yeah.
No, he took her to the casino without her wheelchair.
So you don't need an ambulance right now or to go to a hospital? So I have some other questions, okay? I need you to be honest with me, as honest as you can, okay?
I'm just gonna. You're shoot. You're good.
We'll do that in a second, okay? So, I currently have
Please
some
don't
other
take me from
questions
my
for you.
home tonight
Okay, I'm
because
not
I think
trying
you
to do
kids
that.
can interview my dad before you guys need to
We will
like.
go talk
Right.
to him.
So we'll
Okay.
talk to both, okay? So, I need you to be honest with me, as honest
Absolutely.
as you can, okay?
Yeah.
Do you currently feel like hurting yourself?
Absolutely not.
Have you ever tried to hurt yourself?
I don't know if that is pertinent, but I don't know
It
if
is
ever.
pertinent.
I don't know if it ever got gotten to with all of these cases and my head injury stuff. So those things I think I've responded to before in the past, and they took all my clothes. So no,
Okay.
none of that.
So, how old are you, sir?
44, I think.
44?
Because it's going to be 44 in May.
44 in May?
Because
okay, so you're currently
80
43?
81.
You're
80
43 years old?
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry,
so 43 years old. Okay.
I can stutter because I might get excited because you guys are scary,
Yeah,
but not scary. But
I'm not trying to hurt you, okay, man?
there's mistakes and
We
it's
got
cold
called out
outside.
here
I'm
and I
sorry. I'll
just
try
wanna
to
help you,
be as
okay?
quick as possible so
No,
you
no,
guys
no, no,
aren't.
no.
It's okay.
Our job is
troubled.
to get you some help, okay?
But
So,
we
listen
weren't
here.
getting help here before,
Okay.
and those officers, are you an MCT officer or are you an MCT officer?
No, sir.
So that officer that showed up here between February of 2019 and the 3rd, the day before the 4th of July, they showed up here and they gave me papers. They got me outside and they sent me. I was evicted and I wasn't allowed to come back for 3 months and COVID started.
Long time.
So yeah,
You said
I
it's
didn't.
Ivan Garcia?
Yeah, and all the research that I did for those 2 years is like, I was working on it.
Yeah.
But then I got
And then,
moved out.
could I get your birthday one more time, Ivan?
May 24, 1981. I'm sorry that you guys might be cold.
Oh, that's not too bad. Not too bad tonight.
So,
Thank you.
listen, sir.
Yeah,
We got called. We have some legitimate concerns. Okay.
Right,
You
right,
said
right.
It doesn't pertain to us, but unfortunately, it kind of does.
Well, I might be
have
wrong
you
with my
tried to
statement.
hurt yourself in the past?
Oh, okay. So that kind of stuff. My cousin killed herself, or she attempted to kill herself. These cases, my older sister tried to, at the same time, kill me and her by locking us in a trunk. She's 18 months older. I wasn't in
Your older
first grade.
sister.
Yeah, so you guys as cops might have an ability to get that police report in Texas way easier to me than somebody that presents with some kind of difficulty. I used to be really good at customer service, but I didn't have all this stuff bogging me down.
Yeah.
I used to be in film class at TVI.
Okay.
Now it's CNM. My dad and my mom both were in that too. So those little bits of delusion of grandeur of having any kind of way to think that there's a way that this type of technology
Yeah.
might put you guys in accountability as much as me as a juvenile. Now I can ask that you guys ask that those people that were adults maybe do the same that I had to do. I went to rehab with the Next Step program.
Could you see if the
The MCT dude, that guy might have messed everything up really bad.
Right.
And then that Gilbert Valdez, if charges are needed to be pressed, that's the prosecutor's office.
You talked to
You
Gilbert
guys
before?
don't like the prosecutor's office. He's a civilian. If he has charges against him for preventing the mandate to report that you guys as police officers should help the community,
Yes, sir.
this live Facebook video, right? And in the backup of this, last time the battery ran out. So I had to post it and nobody is responding to help.
I'm also
So
recording.
who in your offices help civilians get all of the footages together to present it better? Because it may make you guys look better helping victims rather than making excuses. Go get a civilian or go get a lawyer that does civil court rather than criminal charges to rape kids.
Ivan.
There's a rapist across the street you could go ask, right? Fuck. Sorry, you guys are here. You're trying to help. It's not your
Ivan,
fault.
You're up here, okay?
I gotta calm down, yeah.
Okay.
Box
I am
breathing
Here to help you.
and-
I came here to help you, okay? I just need to ask you some more questions to figure out how I can best help you, okay?
I'm trying to count a little
Right.
I do want to keep on your.
When is the last time you tried to hurt yourself?
elementary.
Elementary school?
Like those type
Okay.
of problems.
Yeah.
But that's why those therapists
Now,
have
do
those
you
reports
have
that
any
you...
weapons inside your
No, it's a fucking weapon that I'm not getting the fucking help by my dad ignoring shit, bringing the fucking trash, and I can put it in there. He didn't care about the sandbags when the water comes in. That all it needed was just swept into the little thing. If he's going through labor pains for not moving around, there's exercise that can be done day to day. Fuck, you guys are top physical experts of having to keep up with
I
shit.
think we found an MCT that's available.
Not Gilbert and the guy that...
I think it's just a deputy. Might be deputy by himself.
But does he recognize the address? Sorry.
I don't know.
I didn't mean to disregard you.
Questions for you.
You guys are awesome. Thank you for putting
Do
up
you
with
feel
me.
like hurting anybody else?
No, I'm here all by myself and I just get
You
smoking
live
and...
by yourself?
Well, I'm in the garage. My dad's in the main house.
Okay.
He usually comes by late at night and he'll knock on the door.
Do
These
you
last
sleep
3
on
nights
a
have been...
mattress? What do you sleep on?
Well, yeah, it's in that corner. It used to be up here when the temperature
And are
changed.
you eating currently?
He gets food once a night.
You give
So
you
the
food once a
thing
night? How much
is...
food does he give you?
Well, I guess he qualified for the food box
Okay.
at the food store because of his Vietnam service or whatever.
Right.
And my grandma should have been able to qualify, so we could have gotten like 3 bags of potatoes instead of 1 bag of potato.
Yeah.
But then when I was just qualifying because the Rape Crisis Center set it up, then he didn't know where to put the potatoes, so he ended up giving them to his cousins. So he might have the phone numbers for them, and you guys might not even see why it would be important to maybe ask you guys. You have a chief of overtime that applies for guys that are off shift to work on like movie sets as consultants.
Right.
So those types of benefits, the fucking prosecutor's office for some fucked up reason was going after you guys for 9 years for some reason, either the Albuquerque Police Department or the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Department. But the prosecutor's office has to deal with the whole state. But if I'm finding that there's not a single male survivor advocate in my cases, I'm the male survivor. My dad might be a male survivor, but not even willing to even try to apply it because he was an altar boy at that church right over there. That you guys work in this neighborhood, maybe I could just point and you know what I'm talking about. But if you have any idea who made the original requests that you guys might come in and report, if it's only a single case in our district, that is the only example. My community center case reports from 2017 when I was getting an officer that was coming over and he was filling it out and stuff. Might be only a sentence because I wasn't able to articulate that type of thing. You know where the community center is.
And Ivan,
Is across the street from the fucking church.
what kind of medical diagnosis do you have right
I don't have any because
205?
I don't have any because there hasn't been a formulation of how to establish all of this. I got kidnapped and robbed at GameStop at 2007, the fall. That same week, got kidnapped and robbed the second time, but it was my manager that knew. He told me about his pocket dial idea. That worked because he did it while, and his mom called, and it's on the thing that the SWAT got him. And that's why I have a police report from that, because I was able to look it up and stuff while I was going to therapy, and I was able to look up other records and stuff like that. But I'm trying to promote that stuff to my family therapist, and my family therapist isn't providing. This is a sign that you have post-traumatic stress disorder, not verified. Then the system, one of your police officers, Officer White, was retired, but he used to arrest people in the marijuana industry,
Right.
and he has become some forefront of the industry for our state. So even being able to reach out and people in your department or people that used to work for you guys and might work again because of the boneyard killer, that you guys might have somebody in your offices that is still available. I'm sorry, I'm getting mad again. I didn't mean that. You were having questions.
I'm gonna be honest with you, okay?
I'm forgetting it's kind of cold.
You're all over the place.
I am, because my head got cracked open when I was a little
I
kid.
understand
And
that.
you are very intimidating
Let's-
people.
Let's try to focus, okay?
You're okay.
Okay. So you look like you've calmed down quite a bit, which
Well,
is good.
off and on, but I appreciate you
Like
guys.
I said, I'd like to reiterate, I'm not here to hurt you, but why? I want to get you some resources, okay?
Yeah, you guys
So,
as police officers,
do you have any medical diagnosis?
well,
Like,
not technically.
Do you take prescription medication for anything?
I'm glad you asked that question because it's a taboo response.
Right.
How many people do you know in your line of service or military service that might have gotten post-traumatic stress disorder that actually apply for medical marijuana? So it's just, it used to be really
with our
bad.
jobs, we can't do medical marijuana?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Right.
I'm sorry for asking,
I
it's just
know some
weird.
vets do and stuff, or they do the
Have to.
THC or the CBD oils.
Because it's
And,
not as illegal
I
or
know it's
something.
beneficial to them. However,
It can be
under federal mandates,
psychoactive.
because we have to follow federal mandates, law enforcement, we're not allowed to do that.
But like the same with like the post office.
Yeah.
See, that's the problem is that if I'm disclosing things that have,
So do you take marijuana?
right, my dad has
medically?
been using the card the whole time, so
Okay.
he's been a
So you
factor.
use medical marijuana to treat your symptoms?
periodically throughout the day, and those are because
And
of
what
like,
kind of symptoms do you have? I heard you mention
so like,
earlier
I don't know if
anxiety.
you can see in the wrinkle in my head, there used to be, there were two different types of determination, whether it's actually in the actual like,
Like your frontal cortex?
no, if it's in the actual bone.
Okay, so you're like your skull?
So like right here, there might be a scar here, or here,
Okay.
and then on here, and then on back here. So I went through and I got all these things done with the insurance and stuff like that. And what that was, it was the progression in the therapy. And it was that these things might be that if you're you're not healthy, these glands
Yeah.
are all over. So what will end up happening is it has no place to.
Yeah.
But if you get on a better
Holistic?
insurance might have the doctors. A surgeon gets me and he says,
Yeah.
"I'm going to go ahead and cut you open, take everything out. We're not going to look into it. We're not going to give you a
So-
treatment plan for that." So these types of things might help to point out the difficulties that I've had throughout this time, and still not being able to get, if there's like a long waiting list to get on like these therapists that deal with these cases at the churches, if the advocates do not exist because they're firms and they're working on lobbying for funding for the nonprofit to keep going each year by year, that's understandable. But then the advocacy level of between the family level,
Yeah.
I don't have the I don't meet your minimum to ask you your help to report a case accurately as possible under the mandate to report. Anybody that prevents a victim from reporting, they are under the.
What's your phone number, Ivan?
There's a landline. It is a 505,
What about your cell phone number? Because cell's typically better.
not with the metal ceiling,
Okay, so landline 505
877
877
1049.
1049.
With these things, smartphones, I don't know how to get it to read the modem, but I think that there's some
The
way that it
internet?
could, like, because it's a tether on the,
Yeah. Like,
And
do you
then-
have Wi-Fi?
so I might not meet levels to
Yeah.
use like Facebook or,
Do you
Well-
do you know your Wi-Fi password? I was gonna say I can try to help you set up your phone. to-
it's freezing cold. When it gets like months down the
Yeah.
line, if you guys are working for a whole year and there's like a vacation time or something like that, there's this thing called Twin Town
Twin Town.
or Sister Cities. So you have a for-profit organization or you have a non-profit organization, and you find like a category, like we're males, but the
Ivan, do you mind if I talk to my partner real briefly?
you're cool. You guys are awesome. You're not giving me the
Can I ask
feeling
one
that I'm going to
question
get ripped out of here and forced compliance and all that
Can I ask
stuff.
you another question real quick?
You're awesome.
Did
Yeah.
you say something about heart medication, sir? Did you say you're not taking your heart medication?
My dad has dropped out of being in any concern. He would know more about whatever he was having me do beforehand. But it was like,
Are you
if there was a prerequisite of my general practitioner that he was going to allow me to get the head damage scan thing, like he fell here and I couldn't lift him up. And they gave him a scan just purposely or whatever.
Okay.
But they were refusing me to get a head scan when I was coming to the doctor to say, finding out that my head got cracked open when I was a little kid and I'm still trying to get help. So maybe you guys can help with this type of shit. If my dad is trying to help, like on as like a dad level, but if there's like this really toxic like area of dissociative identity disorder or multiple personality disorder, you guys might have more interaction with this communities so that you might see how many of those cases never got any help. Do we have all of these empty houses in the neighborhoods because everybody's killing themselves because nobody's offering any help because it's humiliating?
Earlier that you
Sorry.
do marijuana, correct?
Well, yeah, I use sparingly. If I showed you my
Okay.
equipment, it's only like
it's
a
legal. I'm not
half
worried
bowl
about
and
it,
stuff
okay?
like that.
Do you drink alcohol?
I never get a chance to, no.
Okay.
So like before 21, I was in high school, so
Yeah.
you know how that is
So-
because you look like you're not in high school anymore, but
Let
you
me
probably...
ask you a couple more questions, okay, Ivan?
You guys are all good. I'm sorry for
so
keeping
you're
you.
saying you don't do alcohol. Do you do any other types?
I haven't been out of this house for 5 years, dude. Some of your questions you might think are stupid.
I just want to get you
That's
the
not
best
even
help
English.
possible.
How do you do it? So
I just want to get you the best
Thank you,
help
you guys.
possible, okay? Do you
Yeah, you're
currently
awesome.
have like a drug addiction to any types of drugs?
yes, you saw the...
Like, cigarettes isn't really a drug.
Well, it kills you
But not.
quicker than...
But okay, I'm just gonna rattle off some things, okay? And I just want you to say yes or no, okay?
Vices. Crutch.
Methamphetamines.
No. My sister...
Amphetamines.
No, I don't have
Heroin.
access to any of these things. No heroin.
Fentanyl.
Well, that doesn't look good. It's a pimple.
So
Sorry.
fentanyl.
I don't know what it is, but I've heard it's if you
Blue
touch
pills?
it, you guys get
Yeah,
hurt.
you
So
don't- you
please
don't
be
use that
careful, you
stuff?
guys.
Okay. Do you do any other types of pills like oxycodone?
No, I don't do like
Okay. Now, do you
Advil
take
or-
medication? You said you had anxiety. Do you take anything for your anxiety?
Well, the thing is the medication and then the cigarettes are the in between. But the idea was that if we grew it or because we own, this is our family property.
Yeah.
If we did like a greenhouse and we only grew like CBD, that would be all day, and then
I
like
think
one
legally
plant.
you're allowed to grow like 6 plants or something. 6
I have
or
a
8
black
plants
thumb
per
though,
residence.
so to outsource it to somebody that's like that guy,
Hey
white.
man, you never know till you try. I had some plants, not marijuana plants, but they were dying. My family was like, "Hey, don't water them. You're watering them too much."
Oh,
And
drowning.
then I
yeah.
had an old.
Drowning the roots.
I have a neighbor that lives down my street. She's a real old lady. She came over. She's like, "Yeah, your plants need water."
Yeah.
So my family's like, "Don't water your plants. You're watering them too much." I watered them like she told me to. They come back to life. They're doing well. Okay.
Yeah,
So-
it's even like
And maybe it
if
might
you have
be
a
a good
plant,
hobby for you,
it's
you know what I mean?
it's like having a dog. But
So-
that was the thing is getting a dog so that I can get to like TVI.
Yeah.
I mean CNM. They have the student services.
Yeah. Couple more questions, okay?
You're good.
How do you
Sorry.
use the bathroom? Do you have a toilet?
Well, yeah.
You have
Oh,
running
is there like a
water?
really bad odor coming from it? Because that's like
I
really
just
bad.
want to make sure you're living.
It
in
might get
healthy
frozen, so I might get the hose, and then you turn it on, and it's got a bladder at the end of the hose, so that
Okay.
and then like because the root system's 50 years old.
Yeah.
And then
But
this
you do
area-
have running water,
Yeah, I think.
and I felt
then-
that there was warmth in here. You do have.
Yeah, it's
heat.
it makes the dinging noise, like you might get, and it
Yeah,
might,
like a gas heater or
and
something
it
like that.
ding all of a sudden.
Okay,
like,
so you have heat, you have running water, you have like a toilet that works,
yeah.
a working toilet. You sleep on a bed.
Like,
You
are
have
you
clothes.
saying stuff that I need like a checklist
I'm doing a
They're
checklist
all
of
at
myself,
like
because
they're in
I'm
the
gonna
red.
have to do a report.
They're
and
in
I
the
want
red.
to-
So you guys, if you're answering the same questions, what percentage of quality do you
Right.
get out of those answers that you're receiving out of it?
Right.
Out of a scale of 1 to 20 or negative 20 to 20.
Right.
These are all negative 20s, dude. Because you can see here, right?
What's negative 20s?
It is needing improvement.
Right,
I
I
might be a
understand
little
that.
overweight, but I'm not as overweight as my
I'm
dad.
not saying you're
So if you
overweight.
see him, how much do I have to learn to lift him
I
up?
just
Because
see
in
that
film
you
class,
have-
it was 100 pounds.
Right. I
If
just
I
see
can
that
get
you
to
have
that as a
bags
goal.
of
Yeah.
trash on
Not
the
being
floor.
able to go outside is called agoraphobia, right?
Right.
You guys might have an idea that some people don't think they qualify to establish, does this look like something? I'm yelling at you guys, but I don't need to
I
be.
didn't say that. I never said that.
Sometimes I get to that, and then it's not,
A lot
you know,
of people
I don't
live
want
like
it to
this, but
be
maybe we can try to get you like a helper or something.
Yeah. If there's a person
Right,
on
so you see why I'm
311
asking these questions?
that, well, yeah, because you're seeing solutions to problems because you might be
I'm a
closer
problem solver, man. That's what I
to
do.
high school age, like you went from high school to working with people.
Right.
I have been shut off from interacting with people a little bit more than the lockdown. So maybe there is a bigger awareness because lockdown put a lot of people
Right.
into that.
A lot of people got
Thing.
PTSD and agoraphobia
But-
from COVID.
But if I was going through efforts with GameStop, maybe some of you guys know a little bit about why somebody would want to ask you guys for an opinion if you're not allowed to give legal advice.
Give me 1 second.
Hey, sir, did you
I'm
say-
angry.
Are you saying that you have agoraphobia?
I think that's when you don't want to go outside or
Do you
see
feel like that's something that you have?
Like, do you feel
hypervigilance. If I go into like a public area,
Yeah.
Did you feel like you have,
And then-
you have hypervigilance?
unsafe? So that's like an anxiety type deal?
You feel like you have hyper?
yeah, I'm
So
trying to
are
say, I'm
you-
trying to agree, but I'm not being able to
Are you
vocalize.
scared to come outside? Or are you scared to see people? I'm just trying to
Interacting with
understand
people, okay, so there was a car there, but then my dad said that it was a cracked thingy. My mom had borrowed it because her car died out.
Yeah.
He ended up selling a house with her up in Rio Rancho, but I don't know where all that property is, if it's in
Yeah.
a storage shed. I was asking the storage shed unit be somewhere in these vicinities of here.
Ivan, you're getting off topic.
No, I'm actually trying to hit where you're asking. It's on a scale of 5 years, but he's been changing ever since his mom died.
Right.
Her witness statement was going to be extremely important for 3 different victims. Me, my older sister, and my cousin.
Yes, sir.
Do you need to push that open better?
No, sir, that's okay.
I don't like forced compliance to be sent by the,
Yeah, right
to
now,
the
sir,
hospital.
we're just trying to ask you some simple questions.
And I'm sorry if I get off
We're
track.
trying to keep it very low-key if we can.
So the
Okay,
only
I'll
reason
stop trying to-
we could force you to go to the hospital?
Fuck no. Wait, you asked me to go to the
No,
hospital?
no.
Oh,
I'm saying
okay,
the
sorry.
only way we can force you to go to the hospital, it's under state statute.
Yeah.
It's 43-1-10.
You're good.
Okay.
Don't tell me numbers because I'll get confused.
Right, I'm just giving you the name of the law, okay, and
You're cool.
essentially what that means is.
Yeah, I went through it already.
For emergency mental health evaluations, so.
When
if
it's
I
not,
felt-
when it's not applicable,
Right.
I have to
If I
get
felt
those
like you were
records and I
referring
have
to
to bring it
yourself-
up as an issue that you guys did not do it properly.
Right.
We can move on from that
Right, if
because
I
it's gonna
felt-
trigger me if you keep
Right.
going on about it, so please stop.
So, okay.
Is
All
there a
right.
game? Is it a football
don't-
game? What high school?
Sounds
You
like
don't
a band, maybe?
Yeah, but where would a marching band? Oh, it's marching probably for the.
It could possibly be like a
Basketball?
party. Could be like a party, possibly.
Oh,
Some
like
people-
a
some people-
quinceañera.
Some people
Yeah.
hire bands, sometimes come out to their house.
No, it's just awesome.
No, sir, do you
I
feel
don't
like-
get to open the door often enough
Yeah.
to
I know we
hear
kind of
what's
already
going
talked
on.
about this, but are you saying,
Sorry.
do you feel afraid to come out of your house?
No, the hypervigilance is like if I go into Hastings, it doesn't exist anymore or anything now. But when I'm walking into and I'm looking at the shelves or something like that, I won't be in a stationary spot. If I'm walking up to the gas station and there's like a line, I'll keep like my distance and I'll be looking behind me and stuff like that. Things changed a lot more with the COVID, and I stopped kind of going out. My dad lost his mom, and then I might have forgotten some of this short-term memory stuff. There might be a call that I made, and I didn't know if I could pick him up, and I might hurt myself because I hadn't been doing anything because I've been atrophied a really long time. I don't know how much I would be able to lift without straining myself. And you guys probably know a lot more about that type of stuff, but just trying to size you guys up and stuff like that.
So,
I probably weigh less than you guys, but I probably don't have the lifespan expectancy because I'm killing myself by not putting myself in a better training, tutoring, anything like you say. There's somebody that may be 311, not that, but Bernalillo
Yeah.
County has like, come to us. We have jobs available and open. There's the public access channel. Maybe there's some police officers that have some free time and there's something in the community that they want to bring up to the public. There's a podcast availability. All the equipment is free. and the studio is free. The camera equipment and everything. You guys have stuff that you want to do outreach?
You don't mind my asking, sir, what resource are you mainly interested in at this point?
Dog. But that's going to take a year. Dog.
You want to get a dog?
The best thing
there-
for me in public, if I freak out,
Like a
a
service?
pill is not going to help.
Right.
But a dog to jump on my face, because I'm the type of person that doesn't like a dog to lick my face.
So you like that
That's
for
going to tell me to calm down and do my box breathing way
Yeah.
quicker than the pill.
So you like it to have a service dog,
But I don't know if I qualify as much as somebody.
But
You
you're
both look like you might have served.
but you're
so-
interested in a service dog, is that correct?
Well, the eligibility, I think the process is that you have to train as a human to own a dog, and then they go through like a training process,
Yep.
and then they pair, and then you have to be like, this is a dog that is designed for 12 years or something, so you have like a 6-year goal. Like,
Yeah.
So basically, you're interested in
And
getting,
the process.
getting paired with a service dog, getting a service dog for your
And then it might help others to teach them, and I can go back to school to do
Yeah.
film class and take the footage that I'm picking up the whole way with these cases for kids, how to get a service animal, train with it, and then I can go edit it at the school at the same time, because there's cases.
Hello, so everyone.
So, like, if I got-
calling in, thinking they want you guys to go and post as residents or keep getting hold of them.
Like, you guys have to respond to, sorry,
I'm sorry, no, that's it, that was
other.
we're going to go close your dad's door, he was saying it's getting cold over there. So
Oh,
close his door.
was he
So,
waiting for one of you guys? Have you guys talked to him yet?
Briefly, we're gonna go back and check
Again-
in with him after this.
Your time with this evening, if it does take a certain amount, I do really appreciate it, but if I don't need to, I don't need to make things worse. I need to start getting help, and I need to make sure that I'm doing the right things accordingly.
And you're interested in getting a service animal, I'll make a note of that.
Well,
Is that true, or is that?
yeah, if I wasn't cooped up during the day, I would be working a job. The job would keep me from smoking a cigarette because I don't have a break. So that I might be able to return back to some of the.
Yeah, they said they're not gonna come out, but, because they said could produce a negative outcome due to the clinician, that's Gilbert. And you're saying that in the past,
Yeah, Gilbert-
there's been a negative interaction with Gilbert? Or-
Yeah, Gilbert is he's already in conflict with federal law, so I don't
Reference
want.
to the heart medication, can we have paramedics come and check your heart rate?
I don't think is as important as my dad has the.
Your life?
My dad has
me.
a book that has where he was putting the data, and he has a machine that all he has to do is say that's where it's at, and we can go get it right now, and we can take that measurement right now. We don't have to get a fucking paramedic here. That's a little out. I don't mean to cuss at you. That's a little bit. What's
Now,
wrong?
Do you feel like your heart rate is
I can
rapid?
calm it. I know box breathing. Hi, Jackie. I apologize for the way I treated your daughter a couple of weeks ago when I yelled at her and said that she never wanted to talk. But these gentlemen work for the department that your husband used to work for at the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office. Because my family has had these charges about issues with our mental state, we have cases that needed help reporting. So I would appreciate it if you would talk with your daughters, if they can help at all.
Sure.
Thank you for your help, and I apologize that we've harmed you guys in any way with embarrassment. But I have to try to talk these guys out of not wanting to hurt my situation more. But Jackie, with Johnny, if you could please reach out to him, because these people used to, or are workers with the company that he used to work for, I think, the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office. And I'm having to use YouTube and Facebook, and I don't know how to use it. So your daughters might be able to tell me to not do some things because it might not look that great. I apologize. I had to interject that and now that because I hardly ever see my family members. They live here, they live in that house diagonally, and they live in that house right there. And one of those officers that worked for your guys' company,
Okay, that's what I'm gonna ask
working-
you, do you want to have?
I don't have a good
Do you
argument.
have high blood pressure?
That just made me a little bit upset. I don't know what my heart situation is well enough that when I got
Would you
redirected.
like to have it checked right now?
Fuck no, those ambulance people fucked me over before in the past. I don't want more and more problems to be tacked on
don't wanna
to have to
aggravate
review and say this was something that was going far out of a reasonable thing. Because you're upsetting, because you don't know that I might have situations that become upsetting, I might be able to articulate in an appropriate way to make sure that that concept does not apply to what I think might work right.
We'll cancel that.
I can try to breathe, box breathing, and it's
Let's breathe right now. We'll cancel that. We'll cancel that. Let's
body scanning. Okay.
We'll cancel that. Let's breathe.
You're awesome for putting up with my bullshit. It's not fucking bullshit, but there are some things to work through.
Ivan, listen.
Please,
Listen.
I didn't mean to
I'm
yell.
not trying to be rude.
I didn't mean to yell.
You're yelling. I'm not trying to be rude.
I didn't mean.
Here's what I would like to do. Okay.
I do appreciate
I
you
want to
guys.
tell you how I feel about this situation. What I would like to do.
And it's,
my partner wants to call the ambulance over here to come check you out.
I think he changed his idea,
Hang
but
on,
I appreciate
hang on. Let me explain this to you real quick, okay? Let me tell you where I'm coming from.
You're awesome.
They can come over here. They can assess you. You don't have to get assessed, okay? You can tell them no. But I would like them to come out here, and I would feel much better if you tell them no versus us not getting you medical help, okay? So I'm going to call them out here. If you don't want to talk to them, okay, that's fine. But we need to get both you and your father assessed medically.
I don't mind. There's plenty of records to be able to go over. I've already explained to this officer. You've gone into over-explaining. You've gone into over-explaining, and you don't know why I would be angry.
You keep raising your voice.
How about, have you gone inside the house over there yet?
Yes. We have.
Have you seen the jackalope? Do you know it's not a real animal?
I have not seen that.
We need to get
Do you know a jackalope?
It's a rabbit and a deer or something like that?
It's a rabbit that's, they taxidermy and they
feel
had
like you
him.
need medical attention right now?
No,
Are you
I'm sorry to keep you out in the
undergoing
cold.
stress? Are you undergoing any type of stress right now?
I defer to your observation.
Okay, so with my observation, I would like to call an ambulance out here to come and assess you, okay?
From right here, out here, and then you're wasting time, you're keeping up later. I've already
That's fine.
pointed it out. And bonus to me, if I get to bring them up, if they've come here before, any time in the past, and they've caused issues, like maybe
They're not
touching the
trying to cause
taxidermied
issues.
rabbit and breaking its ear.
I'm gonna go ahead
Right?
and call
It's a good idea. Definitely.
So if you disregard me and stuff like that, simply
Yeah,
because
it's a
I
good
might
idea,
look
good
like
idea.
I'm not paying attention to what you're asking, maybe this will help.
So if you want to say no,
And I appreciate you, thank you. I don't mean it to sound like belittling or anything, but you guys do a service. I don't want it to be disrespectful.
our scene is secure. Should you please start 4355.
Is it okay?
A 55-year-old male, conscious and breathing. 1040. And advise he's not taking his heart medication.
No, my dad has refused to provide any help with my heart medication. He has the record of the last time actually helping.
So we have a second patient. Approximately 80 years old, male, conscious and breathing. Parkinson's. And requesting a general eval on him.
I'm sorry if I started smoking because you might not want me to smoke.
So that second patient appears to have some mobility issues.
I really apologize.
You don't have to apologize, sir.
Well, it sounds like it's been escalated and exacerbated even worse.
We've learned from one another. We've learned a few things. We've engaged in a conversation. I hope that it's been positive in some way for you.
But it seems like you're shutting down and you're having a hard time for speaking and communicating.
Oh,
My age is 44. I'm not 55.
I'm sorry. I made an estimation. I apologize.
I'm not supposed to listen in on stuff that you guys are chatting about, and that's why I said earlier.
But you can if you want to.
It just sounded weird that sometimes it doesn't sound like English, and it's really hard for you guys to listen to that and the stuff that people might be griping about.
I'm here. I'm listening to you. I know we talked about
So-
the service animal.
The significance of an advocate so that a family might be able to make efforts to contact with you guys it might help these types of situations not get turned so bad. With my dad, if the courts would have found that he wasn't reliable back in 1988 to be moved back here from Kentucky, and for me to end up getting kidnapped after being sexually assaulted at that community center and that church across the street, that you guys have made things where it's impossible to get those processes on how we report these cases. They might be a little bit older, but there were young girls too. They're adult parents. One might have been in the police or the sheriff's office, but they might not have known anything about it whatsoever. They might have also worked up at the prison up in Santa Fe when that was still open.
Right.
So that place is freaky when you have to spend the night there overnight. And I got a chance to do that when I got to do the New Mexico film program. And that was really awesome because it showed that there were all these different skills that you can have working from like stocking PetSmart. You know, I got to work at PetSmart. I didn't have to afford a dog, but I got to get all the attention from the customers bringing them in. Right. And then I clean up after them. And you have to face the cans at the end of the day.
It's a lot of responsibility.
But that lugging like that. And then the pallet wrapping, the maximum weight I think on the movie set was a coil of a I think it's 40 feet long, but it's 100 pounds of the electrical, but it comes with like a big plug. And then they have a lunch box and those get plugged in. But there's this trick that they would do and they would be able to have it all bundled up and then they would just throw it and it would unravel and it would land right where it's supposed to. Nice. But like all of those like physical jobs and stuff like that, they don't go on the film resume. It's the student film class stuff. Like I was a makeup artist and I don't know anything about makeup and we just got to make like vampires and stuff like that. But then you get to put that in as the application if it's a union approved job and it's like below the line and then everybody above the line. I think that's where the union and non-union like thing comes up.
Okay.
So I'm just wasting
there's
time.
Netflix, there's like a Netflix studio up
yeah,
around the
I
hill.
got the footage here on Facebook
okay.
of my class getting the tour before they cut the ribbon.
Oh, wow.
I got to serve cake to all of the people. So my little face might stick out to these people I've been reaching out to. I still have people that haven't unfriended me yet, so they might be watching now, but I don't know how to read this thing if I look up at the screen. But I just pushed live feed, and some of your officers might be on it all day long or something like that when they're not on calls. But if I hired one of you guys on your off hours at double time or triple time or quadruple time, but I offered it outside of the chief of overtime, that it was just a civilian getting an offer from like a Craigslist ad or something like that, right. That you guys might be able to benefit by reaching out in the community or helping with starting a nonprofit like based off of male survivors. If there are none big ones in our country, maybe I can get a team of people each month that want to take a break, get away from town, take a little vacation. It would be much awesomer to ask they're called security aid, private investigators. They are private investigators that take on retired veterans from military and cops that aren't cops anymore. They'll go to the because licensing and all that, and they'll go to other states and they'll be available. It's just like calling up and stuff. But if that was an option to take that on a group to take on a vacation, there's a plainclothes officer with that was the recent idea about the Goonies and their convention when they would stand up and they would talk. Andy, she's an actress named Carrie Green. She got a question, if you had any job in reality, not being an actress, what would she be? And she said, come back to me. And she said, oh, I remember, and I think what she said was a private investigator, or like a journalist, investigative journalist.
And again, sir, you don't have anything on you, any weapons on you?
Are you gonna force?
You're not in trouble. You're not in trouble, not at all.
But are you forcing me out of my home right now?
No, I'm not. But I'm just asking to make sure, because we have some paramedics that are going to come on scene.
I needed to try to write down you guys' in your time.
I can leave my name with you
Like
and
what
my
time?
badge number. Could I do a pat down on you to make sure that you don't have any weapons on you? Please don't reach in any pockets, though. Can you turn around for me so I can see your
Are
waistline?
you gonna put my hand in cuffs?
No, sir. If you can show me your waistline.
Yeah. I'm trying.
Okay.
I just have my tin cap open. I didn't know. I'm sorry if I smell bad.
No, sir. You're
And I'm sorry if I start shaking. I'm not doing anything. I'm just holding.
good to go.
I'm
Thank
just
you.
trying to hold up my shirt. I'm really sorry my pants are on backwards because I have holes in the front and in the back. I'm sorry.
You're okay.
And I might smell really bad.
I want to say thank you for that. Thank you.
I'm really sorry.
You don't have to apologize. Do you have running water in there, sir?
Yeah, and I use a bottle, and my dad bought a bottle of stuff.
But
I
you
can't
but
tell
you
what time it is.
But you have running water?
Yeah, for like toilet. I haven't been able to jump in the shower because
Does the
it's
sink work?
blocked
Do you
up.
have a sink that works?
Yeah, but I need to get all my shit cleaned. It takes 24
But
hours.
when you turn your sink on, does water come out?
I haven't been able to reach the faucet in there, and I'm supposed to run it at the winter time because it might freeze. But I
What
can
about
get
the
to the
bathroom? Do you have running
bathroom.
water
That's
in
the
the
main
bathroom?
one I use. I use the
The
bathroom.
bathroom sink works? Running
Sorry,
water?
sorry. I should vocalize better with you. I'm sorry
No,
if I
that's
just
okay. I'm
shake my...
I just have to clarify a couple things. It's okay.
And your partner, I might have yelled at him just now a little bit, and I didn't mean to. He's really nice.
It's okay.
I don't know if
We're-
he's your partner. I'm sorry.
We're still in the process of learning about one another, so you know it's sometimes emotions can go up and down.
But my dad
You
said
know?
you guys were gonna fuck him up if I
No,
called
no.
when he fell over here the other night. He was just like right
We're
there.
not going to hurt anyone.
He's just really big, and he was telling me this time to pull on his hand. So he put his hand out like that, and I was able to kind of like post like that, and then kind of like,
Oh, okay.
and then so like I haven't been able to get in and cut my things really a lot better. My fingernails are really bad because like
Because paramedics are probably going to come talk to you. You have nothing else
no.
right here that's dangerous. I'm still
okay.
staying outside. I'm staying outside.
Do you want me to back up and you can take a peek behind the door or whatever? I tried to pull this down so that
No,
you can
that's
see.
okay.
There's like,
It's okay. No, I appreciate you talking to us tonight.
I need to be as cool and not lying as possible
Hey,
because
do you
it
have
will
enough? Do
slow
you have
it.
enough food in the house?
There's not really any food. I just have the sodas.
Where do you get food from? Your dad?
My dad comes by at night and gives like one food item. He was doing Kathy's like every other night, and I don't know if that's because he doesn't want to venture out because he goes out during the day, and like he goes.
I think it might be difficult for your dad because is he in a wheelchair?
No, he isn't. And then the thing is if he's
All
been
right.
ignoring his health and he acts like he's feeble and stuff like that, that my shaking disorder had been ignored. His shaking disorder is something that can be worked on.
Yeah.
Because if you look at Parkinson's disease, there are quite a few cases where they work it out of their system with proper diet and exercise. One of the jobs that I had was working for a company called New Mexico Sports and Wellness at High Point. I don't know if you know that side of the, it's up at the foothills of these mountains, up at Montgomery and
I've heard of
Chimway.
it. I've heard of it.
It used to be a private club, and then it got absorbed by one of those parent
So
corporations
it's
or
not
whatever.
private anymore?
Well, no, like there's Del Norte Sports and Wellness, and then there's the It used to own three, I think.
Oh, okay.
the one in Uptown.
The other question is,
My skin is
did you
just
say
getting
you're
cold.
not?
So I'm
sorry,
just,
what?
I'm just like,
Your skin is what?
it's just like winter sports. It's numbing on the outside. So
From
I'm-
the cold or?
Well, yeah, I used to do wrestling in the winter, so if I wore shorts
I
to
think I hear them.
practice,
I think I hear the.
yeah, they need to be flagged in if they want to come closer.
We'll
They
try to
can
get
pull
you.
in.
We'll try to get you inside just a minute.
I think they've pulled in before, but
Did
they
you say
had
that
trouble.
Did you say that you haven't been taking your heart medication lately?
My dad just quit because he was supposed to be helping with the whole process,
But-
taking the monitoring and the log. It's the log, I think. And then having contact with my general practitioner, he knows the contact name and information, but the doctor should be able to say that my dad like just stopped wanting contact. And then I'm supposed to have a care coordinator that I'm on a special tier that I applied for at the beginning of the COVID or
Okay.
2019, that I might qualify for a lot of things like a care coordinator might be able to help with.
It might be good.
And they determine if I can take 3 therapists at the same time. They say, you're not supposed to do that. But I had you guys kicking me out. It went across somebody's desk at your office.
Okay.
That they signed it and they gave it to me and they told me to leave without if I can read it, and
Well,
it
we're not
says
kicking
you're
you out.
supposed to get 7 days notice with an eviction, and it's on black and white, but I don't know how to understand that. So if it's pointing out that certain things, like the prosecutor's office pressing charges against me as a little kid, they should have provided information about my older sister attacking a kid with a knife. That got reported to our public school, elementary school teacher. That was probably in the juvenile records, and that the prosecutors came across that because they were putting the charges against me from my sister. My sister was not the one that was pressing charges against me, and my sister is maybe one of the people that need a lot more help than I need, because her cases are her getting molested by that priest, and my cousin getting molested by that priest, and my sister trying to kill me with a trunk of a car. You guys might have, you might have more of a tolerance. Oh, that made me dizzy.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize. Okay, I'm so sorry. Did you say that you're not? But you said you have not been taking your heart medications?
I don't know what it's called. Can I go get the
What are you taking the medication for? Or what were you taking
He
for?
was saying, the doctor was saying that there was something wrong with my pulse or whatever. Whatever the...
In the past they said that?
Well, yeah, but I was going through a lot of anxiety, and I didn't have any of those, what is it called,
You guys, hello?
body scanning or box breathing. I didn't
Mr.
have any of
Ivan
that.
Garcia?
Let me stuff this out real
So
quick.
I got that taken care of.
Awesome.
That's squared away.
Was he upset that you had to ask him stuff?
No, he's very worried about you and he wants you to get some help, man.
But I'm not going to be sent out of here, right? Because the threat is coming from him more.
So he's not threatening
You
you.
probably don't know anybody
Okay.
that actually
To kick
goes
out of
on
here?
with him?
So you want me to tell you what your dad said to me?
I don't know. Did you record
He
it?
said he's...
It is recorded,
Not been
okay?
taking his heart
I'll let you know what he said, okay?
I'm trying to write down your guys'
Something's
names.
wrong with his pulse. Maybe we could talk.
Basically, your father said that he's old.
Pressure check.
He's worried that he's gonna pass away here soon.
Yeah, he's got that.
And he's worried about you because he's worried that when he passes away, nobody's gonna take care of you.
But does he explain to you what delay he wanted not to report us getting raped as little kids? Because you're
Your
coming
dad
at it with
actually
a
talked
different
about that.
fucking idea entirely. Is he disregarding the mandate to report?
Your dad said
Is he
that he
under
tries to
federal
take you.
obligation? Otherwise, he's
Ivan.
getting arrested by you guys because he's preventing kids to
Ivan.
report their cases.
Ivan, he's not doing that.
I need to calm down,
He
sorry.
said
Hey,
he
Ivan,
tried to
let's
get you
talk
to
about your
counseling.
pulse.
Let's
Sorry,
talk to the paramedics
sorry.
real quick,
I'm
okay?
worried about your pulse.
I'll talk.
I'm worried about your heart. I'm worried about your heart today.
Let's talk to the medics and answer
Yeah,
the
yeah.
questions.
I'm sorry, I got a
And
little
please,
off track.
Let's stay calm, okay?
Yeah,
All right,
it's just
you've been
4
up
people
here.
were, yeah, all of a sudden.
We can
okay.
step back a little bit.
Do you want us to step
Yeah,
back
yeah.
a little bit?
No, you're okay. It was just multiple talking and can't hear because
Right, I
my ears
understand.
might not work.
Okay, let's just keep it calm, all right?
What's going on today?
Can you guys?
You want us to explain it to him?
All
I
right.
get exhausted.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So-
Do you know what month and year it is? Let's start off there.
It's the 1st of February because that just happened. 2025. I'm sorry,
No, you're fine.
it's been half an hour or something.
Sorry, it's been
I was
cold.
trying to write down
Do
the
you have any
time.
medical problems?
Do I have, did I get my head cracked open when I was a little kid?
No. Do you have any heart problems, lung problems, diabetes, seizure strokes?
I'm shrugging, I don't know.
Okay.
The thing is that I did have an opportunity to use Obamacare. In 2014, the police had me force compliance to go up to Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue.
Okay.
They said
So is that
they can
Loveless?
get me a
Is that
piece of paper,
Hospital. Is that Loveless?
the tree, yeah, Clovis, with the big Christmas
Do
tree.
you take any medicine?
Post-traumatic stress disorder or heart medicine, because I don't
Either.
remember the name of it, because it might have been like a hydro.
Okay.
I can't recall. I'm
You have
sorry.
PTSD?
I might have major brain injury, and then I might have
Okay.
post-traumatic stress disorder from GameStop. I don't know if any of you, do you guys play games? I'm so sorry, that came off
No,
nonchalant
no.
or something. Do you guys play video games?
Yes, sir, I do.
A little bit. I don't have a lot of time, but
No, I
You
don't.
look older than me. Do you play video games, bro?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
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 Awesome. I used to work at GameStop, so
Cool store.
I'm sorry if I am one of those people that tried to convince you guys to get a discount card and a magazine, and the magazine never showed up.
Have
You
ever
had a
been
question. I'm
Have you ever
sorry.
been diagnosed with bipolar, schizophrenia, anything like that?
No, but I have a great example of people like the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office getting told something like that by my dad because of my older sister, who I'm trying to get help with reporting our cases for our church. Are you guys from this neighborhood?
No.
You don't know this area. Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office are going to be able to help a lot more because it's right there. But you guys might not know about it. These little kids getting molested by priests. You guys might have opinions about that because you're medical professionals.
Okay.
Whether or not people were getting help through the 80s, 90s, or now, when you're a professional, do you guys come in contact with any training when you're in school? I'm sorry that I hijacked your questioning. You might have questions more for me, and this might be an offense to you guys. But have you guys gotten any kind of training to help with victims coming forward with needing to report to authorities? Since you're a completely different organization, you're UNM, are you paid by the government as ambulance from the hospital? What do you guys work for? They're from the Bernalillo County
They
Sheriff's
work for.
Yeah, we
Bernalillo
work for
County.
the fire department.
Oh, cool. Okay. Thank you
Yeah.
for your services. Oh, you're firemen. You guys are super awesome. Thank you for all your help. The fires in California, if any of you guys are having to deal with any of that stuff
Yeah.
too, I'm really sorry if I show any kind of
Are you wanting
disrespect.
us to check your vital signs, or?
I don't know what you need. I'm not, there's not a hosting space yet. They were saying that there might be an opportunity for me to not be dragged out of my home, but be able to get the help to like scrape everything out for a day. That might be enough to actually walk around inside, and
Yeah.
I can get to some of this evidence that the cops need. You guys showing up for thousands of different issues and stuff like that, you might see different levels of when people get really stressed out, and they might have kind of, I don't know how to say it, it's pill taking. A dog might jump on my face, lick it.
Would you like them to check your heart rate, your pressure and all that?
I need to stop, I need to finish your questions.
Yeah,
I need
you
to
want us
calm
to check your
down.
vital signs?
And then, so you guys can get a better reading, so I need to
Okay.
stay calm for the.
Alright, so we're just gonna put a little monitor on your finger,
I need
and then
to,
we're gonna check your blood pressure, okay?
let me get you guys
I'm gonna hold that.
well, I
Wait
was
for you,
giving you a number or the.
I can write, I'll
phone
write our
number.
names on there if you want.
I'm sorry, it's a
I
marker.
got a pen, it's okay.
And it might not be a good surface to write on.
Is it okay?
These are what I use to get more attention on the paper.
Okay.
And that's my notes, so.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry.
Alright, so, I'm gonna start off with this, we'll put it on this finger over here, okay? So we're gonna take a blood pressure on that
Let me
hand.
drop the lighter. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to keep 525-713-439.
Say that one more time a little slower.
That's okay, I'm sorry.
525
713439.
39. Perfect. Thank you, man.
Do you want my student ID number?
No, I'm
472523. I'll need that to be researched later. I'm sorry you guys had to come out here and it's really cold, but thank you for your help. Did you have any more questions, sir? I'm really sorry to.
Yeah, he said he's fine. He's taking his medicine. He doesn't know.
Yeah.
Did I skip by any of your questions that you guys had?
Okay, we'll have a couple more. I'm gonna get a blood pressure on your left arm, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry, this is an attempt to try to run YouTube at the same time, but I think it shut off on its own. So it's actually not even working. But I have another camera. I'm really sorry, my odor might be really bad. I'm really sorry if you're close.
Is there any drugs or alcohol tonight?
I am medically licensed to be able to use medical marijuana. Sir, did you have any more questions I forgot to be
Yeah, I
able to
think we're
answer
gonna have
for
to
you?
do.
No, you're good.
I'm really sorry for that.
Yeah.
No, you're fine.
It's just a lot more interaction with people that I've been able to experience for the entire lockdown, so I'm kind of overwhelmed right now.
Yeah.
If I was a dog, my tail would be wagging all over the place.
EPS folding.
I hope you guys get that joke reference. It's from Christopher Walken. Again, I apologize if my best is bad.
On an engine.
Engine 32.
Engine 32.
You guys are super awesome for being able to help and understand if I'm articulating well enough. I just need to try to keep calm. I think I forgot to breathe while this thing's been on me.
Yeah, just
breathe in.
work on your breathing for me,
Breathe
okay?
slow, nice and slow, easy.
I'm really sorry again. I really smell really, really bad.
Just relax your arm, okay?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Irregular heart rate.
You're doing great, man.
Bouncing around.
It's just sometimes I'll start shaking if I have like people like close by. Or...
Like
You
I said,
have-
we can step back if you'd like.
No,
us
you're
to.
good. You're really
Do you have
good.
atrial fibrillation?
What is that?
No? Okay.
I'm so sorry. I don't know.
No, if you've never heard it, then that's fine.
Is that how the blood pumps from one area to the other? I was in high school.
Kind of. It just
I got to do a blood
pumps
test.
irregular.
You might remember when you got to do blood tests by stabbing your finger and then putting it on the paper in high school.
Yeah.
I passed out as soon as I started seeing my own blood, so I might have that thing wrong with me.
Okay.
And then the head injury thing, I think that might like exacerbate it. Like if that was something that could be checked. Again, thank you for. I'm so sorry
That's okay.
for.
Thanks for letting them check you out.
I have a spray that's supposed to be helpful for smells.
That's okay.
They have them at the hospital.
Right now, we're good.
So your heart rate's a little fast. It's like 150s, 160.
I don't know what it.
It should be like 100 and below.
And then if it gets 150.
So it's kind of
you said
fast.
150.
I know you're a little agitated.
But I will calm down probably throughout the night, and then at some point, like about 3 o'clock, I'll start perspiring really bad, and I don't know where that comes from because I'll usually be in like a, what is it called, Indian style.
Okay.
Like I'll just be, and then like I think it might be like sometimes if I cut off like the, and then I make my pins and needles.
Uh-huh.
And then I don't know if like that might be like I'm not, and then I'm smoking nonstop. It's like about a carton a week, so maybe 2 packs a day. And those types of things to get that team going to say you got to cut down like a carton every 2 weeks instead of a carton a week. Those types of, because you can't just go cold turkey. And then my mental state, are you guys gonna be taking me or nothing? I'm hoping
Well,
not.
your heart rate's a little fast.
How about
So-
my dad? Do you guys need to check on my
No,
dad?
we don't need to check on your dad. We're here for you.
But from the most part, like I have to get that treatment plan, and the process to get an appropriate treatment plan feels that the reports and the records that would line up to provide that presentation to the general practitioner or my care coordinator. My dad has those numbers. Like, would I be able to give you guys my, oh, thank you. Could you get that
I'll
information?
put our names right there, okay?
Is there like a number for tonight? Like a incident number?
I can.
Or I just put like the time that it happened?
We can give you an approximate time.
Sorry if I cut you off.
No worries. How about we just take a couple of deep breaths and just try and relax, and we'll take your heart rate again, okay? Because we really want to see it go down. All right, I'm going to go talk to these folks real quick.
But I do appreciate you guys. If you did come out here before, is there a way that I could try to check with your offices about incidences before? Can I get like a contact number or something?
Are you talking to
To the
them?
fire department. Yeah, I'm sorry the light cut off. I
Well,
was trying
what
to.
incidences?
They came here before, if
They
they
came
ever
here
came here
before.
before. For my grandma, for my dad, for me, anybody that you guys work with that you had to come here before.
So-
I'm having to report my family cases. So making that request to you now in person, if it sounds stupid, please tell me. But if it sounds legitimate enough that I can just take a number down, maybe it's okay.
You're gonna have to go, you know where 415 Silver Street is?
I don't believe you guys understand.
Right,
I
so-
was
so to
asking
get those
that you
records-
guys come here before.
So we're not allowed to release those records on site. You would have to
Sorry,
do
I
it-
got excited.
It's called an IPRA request, okay? And you can
You're
do
new.
that through
I'm with
415 Silver,
Albuquerque.
okay?
You're just with that vehicle, but you're not
Yeah.
gonna try to do anything?
No.
So
I'm
you
sorry
would
I
have to
stopped
do a-
listening because I got really scared.
Zoned out, okay.
What
But you
were
would
you
have
talk-
to do an IPRA request, okay? Do you have internet?
Oh.
So you can-
That's why I need a case manager.
So
I
you
mean,
can
It's
Google-
getting overwhelming, dude.
I'm not sure what the number is off the top of my head, but you can Google Bernalillo County Sheriff's. And then you can do a records request.
Oh, yeah, this place.
Yeah, but you have to
next-
call records to get that information, and you have to fill out some paperwork, okay?
Yeah, next records. It was like, I have the paper right here.
Yeah.
Well, it's in one of these pages.
Okay.
I got excited all of a sudden, so my heart it jumped up really quick.
No,
so
it's
I
okay.
messed it up.
Let's put that stuff down and then we'll check your heart rate again, okay?
But I'm just
Like
making sure
Captain
that
said, we're here to see if your heart rate's gonna go down, okay?
you guys aren't going to be taking me away, right? You because I can feel my pulse just getting
Just relax your arm, okay?
nervous.
Try to
Just focus on breathing.
focus on
This isn't
breathing
even
and just
recording anymore.
relax
The
it.
camera here is, so.
We're just asking you some
That's fine,
questions,
buddy,
okay?
that's fine.
Yeah. Do you guys have questions that I can answer better? So,
No, we're just worried about your heart right now.
was there a contact number that I might be able to request those services that you might
So,
have been?
so that's what I was telling you.
You were telling me that.
Bernalillo County handles everything, so
Okay.
they're gonna handle fire.
Okay, that's
Sheriff.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
So that there's multiple different organizations that work together, making the request with the mayor's office to sanction any of the
So
requests.
mayor's gonna be city, so that
Oh,
would be
it's
like
not.
APD,
That's where it's
AFR.
Bernalillo's.
Right, so
5
the
different-
415 silver, so for all
So at
of
least I can
Bernalillo County.
maintain it, but I also have a head injury that I never got tested for. So it might alter what your results might be for a baseline.
Yeah, your head injury won't alter what we're looking at now. So our biggest concern, right, is your heart rate is fast and your heart rate is irregular.
But do you make a note of that with each visit that you guys do and stuff like that? Is there like a records area where you put those kind of data
Yeah.
points?
Yeah,
I really
we do.
appreciate that. That's
Well, we
awesome.
would really like to get you in the back of the ambulance and look
I'd
at
rather
your
not.
heart
Do the CIP
and
referral.
put you
Yeah.
on a monitor and actually.
I'd rather
look
not.
at-
This has gone way past my comfort level because I have nothing on. You guys have been coming out. You're being paid. You're being paid. Can you take this off my finger? Thank you. Were you done with that test? So I'll be posting this on Facebook and YouTube if I get a chance to convert this and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's your
But for the
personal
most part, I was trying to use this smartphone, but I'm not that smart to use a smartphone. You look really familiar for some damn reason. Do you know El Dorado High School?
I've had some friends go to high school.
Okay, maybe some parties or something like that.
I didn't really go to parties in high school.
This guy looks like he parties.
So,
You guys are all employees together at the fire department,
so they're fire, we're ambulance.
Ambulance.
We work for a
Awesome.
private company called Albuquerque Ambulance.
and you guys, do you keep records of when you guys make calls to houses, like the
We all
alert
have the same charting
necklaces?
software, so we'll have it in our records.
Cool.
We're just here to make sure you're okay. Out of
Is
curiosity,
that going to be the same records request organization for
so
the ambulances?
we're a private company.
You're a different one.
So if you want to make a request for records, you have to go through Albuquerque Ambulance. They're a division of Presbyterian.
I'll figure that out later when I get help. But right now, you guys helping tonight, thank you so much. If people get your help and they never get an opportunity to actually say thank you, that might be one of the best things from my mistakes, that I get to figure out how bad I might treat other people, especially if I need the help that your guys' law enforcement or your guys' health and stuff like that.
Yeah.
My grandparents that built this house might be part of needing to report, but they're dead. So how do I report that? You guys in professions that help kids report victims of sexual assault, I'm gonna have to do a head count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 people, so that my audio is picking this up, are people that might be available to receive extra funding
Ivan.
from the public to help with these types of cases. I
Ivan.
appreciate you for allowing me to do that for this
Right.
purpose.
So,
Sorry.
in order for that to happen, the victims have to come forward, okay?
Well, no shit. But what about finding out a suicide victim is linked to an online listing
Were you
of
gonna-
priests?
There's nothing that.
I mean,
That's
yeah,
exacerbation
hey,
toward
times
the
4. I mean, we
statement.
don't like that. His heart rate's high.
Yeah.
And that it's irregular.
But I can calm it down because I've been dealing with this for a really long time, and my dad.
So,
So,
we just want to make sure.
Oh, you
you're
want to do
healthy.
like a whole like
well, it's
electrical?
just to get a look at your heart.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay because you're getting worked up again and your.
Well, I
heart
can
rate's-
get
yeah.
that really easy, and
Right
it's
there,
no
they
problem
want to ask
for me
if
to
you,
figure
if you
it out.
would allow them to stick the leads to your
The
body
electrical
to check
thingy,
the heart
right?
stuff.
We could bring the monitor and just put it right here. You don't have to leave and go to
You
the
guys
ambulance.
have
Is that okay?
perfect ability to make a better decision. I don't have a lot of confidence in my situation. If you're able to compromise and stuff like that, make things easier so that you get a better result that you want, I would want to support that as much as possible.
Okay, so you okay with us getting the
Yeah,
monitor?
as long as you're not ripping me out of my home
Absolutely
tonight.
not. We'll-
I want to
I'll
get
come
you
get it. I'll
guys
bring it right here, okay?
safe and home and on to helping more people as soon as possible. But I don't want to create more of a problem for you guys. I do appreciate you guys, but if I'm feeling the cold, you guys might be feeling the cold
okay.
too. And I'm really worried about the COVID thing. Nobody's wearing masks, and I don't know if I think I got maybe, well, I know I got one shot, but I can't remember if I got 2 or 3. And you guys might know a lot more about running into that kind of crap. If it's not something to be worried about anymore, are we okay to be in vicinities?
So they treat it a lot like the flu, and as long as we're not feeling symptoms, generally we're probably okay. I mean, obviously you still want to be careful, but they haven't had a masking mandate.
Yeah, the mask thing, I got an experience when I got to do Japan.
Yeah.
When I went in a year after 9/11. And everybody out there in Mexico City, they would be wearing masks because the pollution is so bad.
The officer brought you a chair. You want to sit
Would
down?
you
in
like
the
to
chair?
sit down so maybe it'll help you calm down a little bit and get a better result?
I appreciate you guys
Yeah.
trying to work with me. Are you guys really busy these days, or is this a good time because it's the weekend?
It's,
and you're
it's
not
always a
cold?
good time, man. We are busy, but it's always a good time.
It's cold to touch all that.
Sorry.
Been outside for a while, yeah.
Just out of, you said you aren't confident in your situation here.
I have mental damage from the little kid that I didn't get the report, so I'm not
Okay.
confident at the level to ask authorities help in situations. I might be
No,
I'm
I'm gonna try to open this door
Barking
up
up
a
the
little
wrong
bit
tree.
more.
no, you're good.
You'll have to pull down your shirt just a little bit, okay?
Obviously, our big concern right now is just to make sure you're in a good situation.
No, you're okay. Let's pull that up a little bit easier.
And you mentioned you don't want to go to the hospital, which is fine. Just out of curiosity, why don't you want to go to the hospital?
mistreatment.
Mistreatment?
There's a record that I need to report. If you haven't gotten that ready already, I asked you earlier on about retrieving records of how you guys have come here before.
So I don't handle records.
That's okay. It's just the general concept that you're not aware of it, that I have this situation with backed up issues having to deal with people. I might be doing a lot better than any time before. I do appreciate you guys.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
trying to
it's
say
just-
thank you for not wanting to rip me out of my home and stuff like that.
Yeah,
You got
of
me
course.
really scared, and I don't know if
We're just concerned
if
about
it's
your
not
heart rate,
warranted.
vitals. Like we want to make sure you're healthy enough.
Thank you.
Because it's hard for you to help others if you're not healthy yourself. So
Wait, it's what? If
It's
I'm
a-
not helping myself?
if you're not healthy yourself, it's hard for you to help others too. And so that's why we want to make sure you're healthy. Because it sounds like you're trying to help some other people too. But
Well, yeah, my older sister, she's in a much worse mental state because she is bipolar schizophrenia. Did anybody have that question about bipolar schizophrenia earlier? Okay, bipolar schizophrenia, they were saying that it wasn't allowed to be attached or hyphenated or something like that. When I was doing my, I'm sorry, when they were talking about the DSM-5, they were showing like a page and it had like columns, and at the very bottom corner it said not otherwise specified. And that might be where it's not a hyphen, it's just that whole page, how many different characteristics of that condition might be applied to that singular case.
Okay.
So for my older sister, she might be a wonderful litmus test. I don't know if that's the right word, but me in my situation and her in her situation, when somebody interacts with her, they might be able to
one of the
see
leads fell off.
one of these. These are both for me. I'm sorry I moved.
No, you're
I
fine.
was-
So, real quick, we're gonna take a picture of your heart. Do you mind if you just kind of like relax a little bit, just breathe normally?
Relax, put your
without
arms up.
talking or moving.
there was another one that dropped.
Yep, we're gonna everything now.
That's all. Okay, I need to put my arms down.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go to
Yeah,
relax.
put
no
your arms
talking
down,
about
no
it.
talking or moving for 30 seconds, okay?
I just lost awareness of where you were putting everything. And
No,
I
you're
don't know
good.
No,
what I
no
was
talking or
moving.
moving for 30 seconds, okay? Your time starts now.
Thank you.
There's a detail the area and negative 200 feet. 200.
Happy Valentine's Day to you guys.
Happy Valentine's Day, man.
And belated New Year's.
New Year's.
I forgot to breathe.
Are you okay? You should be good now.
It's a portable printer. Can you print your schedule off of that?
only works with modern.
I wish, man.
I got you guys to laugh. That's awesome. I did a film class with the TVI, and he gave us all like a ditto, and it had some questions. What were the top 5 favorite movies? And what would the title be of a movie that you wanted to make yourself? And I picked one word, and it was terrible. And
So
when
your
we
heart
read
rate
it
looks
out,
pretty
it
good,
got a
it's
laugh.
just fast though, right?
I appreciate
But
it.
it looks
Thank
pretty
you.
good. So like I said, we still recommend that you go to the hospital
But
if
I-
it being that fast, but
I,
I mean, it's
I
your
need to go
choice.
to the hospital, but I need to prepare for all of that.
Sure.
I needed to be in a better position, but maybe at the end of the month, maybe the request that I go with my dad, so that we're able to actually go at a good hour in the day. Like even later this week, if that would be like, do I have to use my insurance card to do what you guys would request that I go in? I could show, I'm sorry, I'm getting concerned.
Quick thing,
Like-
okay, 153.
I have a little thingy, are these for me
So-
to keep, are my souvenirs?
Yeah, they come off easier in the shower.
Okay. Oh, so I'll just leave them until later.
I mean, if you want to pull them off now, that's up to you. But if you got a lot of hair
I
there,
can't-
sometimes it's easier in the shower because it
I can't
hurt.
feel it too much because it's so cold outside, so I really apologize about
Go for it,
that.
thank you.
You were saying that I need to go to the hospital
Well,
to
we
get a...
recommend you going to the hospital because your heart rate's fast, but it sounds like you don't want to go.
Well, it isn't
So-
anything, it's... But I'm more apologetic to the inconvenience of this here. What would I test if I walked into the front door at the hospital? Or ask them to do that you don't want me to do?
Just check your heart rate out.
What was the this would be the third test, right? What was this result of my heart rate?
It just shows that it was fast. Sinus tach.
Like gray area, high, low, it's
High.
in gray.
High.
High.
So normal is 60 to 100. You're at 140, which is better than 160 that you were at 10 minutes ago.
I appreciate it, thank you. I don't understand this,
Yeah,
so
no, it's
basically it's
fine.
hard to keep up. And then the thing is that I might be, reducing my
It's
life expectancy.
yeah, that's Tuesday 104.
Yeah, I got sent there before, and they had me do they gave me a piece of paper, and I was able to write down everything that I came up with for
Oh,
therapy, and they sent me home without putting me into that 48 hours. So if you guys have like a database that you can check on that, I can give you the data.
So
They
again, we
might
can't
be
look
able to
that
get
up because between us and
I
hospital.
might have the paperwork pinned on the wall right here.
Okay. Now again, our concern is medical. Your heart rate going that fast. Again, like our partner was saying, we're not seeing anything that indicates any kind of heart attack or anything, but your heart rate going that fast for a long period of time can lead to heart damage. That is our concern. We'd like to get that checked.
Well, yeah, I need to get my health at a much higher rate
Yeah.
of functioning, but I'm not getting the resources here to get to meet your guys' standards, which I would like to do, but I'm kind of in a position where I don't want to be put into like this situation a little bit off track. You guys are doing a good job. I recommend, your recommendation I would want to fulfill, but I'm not able to. And that's, I don't want to not accept what you recommend. But I don't want to be doing that. With this going on, I want this thing that they're providing extra help that might be applied in my situation so that if I do need to get into the health better, it's not going to be calling you guys anymore. They might not have to be dealing with these types of things at all, but that data about you guys dealing with like health and suicide and stuff like that, fire department and everything, you guys might deal with male survivors. So I'm sorry I don't have the camera use work and everything like that down, but if there's
He
anybody,
answered all the questions for you just fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
if there's anybody with your
Name, month,
departments that I can get like a supervisor's name, a reference for tonight, is there a number? Do you guys want to write your names down on a new paper plate for me or something like that?